Kia ora, good evening and welcome to the Huddy Hui, and it's been a busy week. This one has been covering all the winter sport finals here in the capital city, and someone that is playing pretty good rugby at the moment for Bay of Plenty is our guest. He's also a Wellington boy as well. Reon Paul is our guest on the Huddy Hui tonight. Reon, many thanks for coming on. How has your evening been for you?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been pretty good, bro. Just chilling out. Had a pretty big training day, so yeah, just a pretty chill night tonight.
A tough loss against Otago down in Dunedin on Sunday. That was the first loss for the Bay of Plenty Steamers this season. What were the learnings from that game?
Yeah, it was a tough loss. I think we just probably went into that game a bit unprepared, really. They just dominated us physically and especially around the ruck. And it's something our team takes pride in. So it was pretty disheartening. But yeah, been a good training week this week. So boys are looking to go pretty well and hopefully a good bounce back win against Tassie down there.
Bay of Plenty kicked off the season, which is effectively known as Storm Week. 3 games within about a space of a week. The team started off particularly well. Was it a good thing to get Storm Week out of the way early rather than during and later in the season?
Yeah, personally, I think it was good to get it out the way now. We had our Storm Week on the last round last year, and I think we went into playoffs just a little bit banged up. Bodies were pretty fatigued. I think I played every game that Storm Week, so going into quarters, could definitely feel it. But also, because we were the last team in Storm Week, we were sort of behind the ball for most of the season. We had done quite well, but I think we were sitting kind of like 5th, 6th for most of the year because everyone had a game ahead of us, game up on us. Where this year we got 15 points out of our Storm Week, so we're in good stead because we're a game ahead of everyone. So hopefully we can stick at the top, and it just looks a bit better as well.
As you mentioned, Storm Week at the end of last season, you finished 4th in the regular season. You said that was one of the reasons why you went down to Hawke's Bay in the quarter-final at home?
Yeah, I think there was a couple of factors. Hawke's Bay played really well that second half of that game. They sort of had their backs against the wall from the start of that week after all that stuff happened down there with the Shield and all that. But I think they used that to their advantage. And first half we had them, I think we were winning quite convincingly. And in second half they scored 20-something unanswered points. And then, just full credit to them.
Tauranga Domain is where Bay of Plenty play a lot of their home games as well as Rotorua. But tell us about Tauranga Domain. They used to play at the old ASB Park there with the old dirt track around it. But Tauranga Domain has been a big success story for the Bay of Plenty Steamers.
Yeah, I personally think it's probably like the perfect venue for NPC rugby. It's a club field for one of our local clubs here, and they've got a half stand already, half grandstand, and then on the other side they chuck some seats up. And even when we played North Harbour a few weeks ago, the weather was awful, but still a real good crowd, and we always get really good crowds up here, which is good, and it's good for the game. But I think the venue's definitely a really, really good venue for NPC, I reckon.
A name familiar with Wellington rugby, Richard Watt is the head coach of the Bay of Plenty Steamers. How have you found him as a coach, and what is his involvement throughout Bay of Plenty rugby?
Waddy, he's definitely a character. Really old school hard man. he's the one that drives the physicality and our pillars in our team, which is we want to be a dominant team physically. And yeah, he's a real old school coach. But yeah, he's a really good fellow. He has his serious moments, but then he has his moments where he jokes around, and the boys get a good laugh out of him, which is he's a really good fella.
How did the move to the Bay of Plenty come about for you, Reon?
So I was wider training squad with the Lions my first 2 years out of college, and my second year out of college, the midfields were stacked. They had Julian, who was covering 12, Vince Ussell, Billy Proctor, Peter Munga Jensen, and Riley Higgins, who got signed my last year in Wellington. So yeah, it was just a bit of a tough place to crack it in my position. So I hit up my agent at the time and just asked if there was anywhere else in New Zealand that were pretty low on midfielders, and then he said he knew a guy in Bay of Plenty that was pretty sure that they were pretty short, and then I'd always loved the Mount up here, so it was a pretty easy decision to pack my stuff and come up here.
What has been your most memorable moment playing for the Steamers to date?
I definitely have a couple. One of them was definitely the first try that I scored in NPC against the Lions. That I think that was pretty cool. But definitely my debut. It was Battle of the Bays. We played Hawke's Bay down there. After all the flooding too, so they made the tickets free. So entry was free, and so it was a packed out stadium. We ended up winning in the 85th minute. All my family from Wellington came up for that game too, so that was really special.
2024 for you, Reon, has been a great year so far. You were included in the Hurricane squad. Explain the excitement of being part of a Super Rugby franchise, particularly the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think I only had 5 games last year for the Steamers, so definitely didn't have Super Rugby in mind at the end of the season. I was lucky enough to get an offer from the Chiefs to go and have a wider training squad contract there, and also interest in a few MLR teams were interested, and I was actually gonna hit the contract all teed up to go to Free Jacks over in Boston in America.
Oh yes, yep.
And then my agent messaged me and said, "Oh, I think the Hurricanes are thinking of bringing you in for a preseason contract." And Hurricanes is I've supported them growing up. Obviously, that I'm from Wellington, so couldn't really say no. So I had to hold off for a couple of days, and then Clarkie gave me the call on a Monday when I was working my 9 to 5, and then pretty much said that they were keen to get me down there, and then it was pretty surreal actually. Obviously, didn't expect to be in the super environment, but ended up going down, and it was awesome, especially being with my family and being able to be in the same team as a family member, which was pretty special.
Pre-season experience, as you mentioned, experiencing that new NZCIS facilities. How noticeable was that experience in those facilities that made a difference to your game, and if so, how?
Facilities are definitely the best facilities I've ever been to. Just all I think especially.
Oh, we've just lost Reon there. Hopefully he comes back very soon. Sorry. Oh yeah, no, we've got you back now. That's back? Good. So back again. Good.
Okay. Yeah, I think the recovery part of NZCIS was definitely my favorite. Being having a sauna, hot colds, a cold chamber, and a green room. This for when weather was pretty bad, which being for Wellington, it's pretty not an uncommon thing. But especially off days, like we got to go in there. Pretty much, it was pretty much second home, which was awesome, and it was only like 10 minutes from where I was staying. So yeah, no, I think definitely with the recovery side of things, preseason was pretty tough. So the body's always feeling it day in day out. So being able to have those facilities there, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
You mentioned a family connection with the Hurricanes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my uncle is TJ Perenara, so yeah, it's pretty cool being able to go to work with someone that I like grew up idolizing, and he's like a mentor to me. So it was pretty special for me and our family.
And of course, also, he made his comeback from a pretty serious Achilles tendon injury. What did you see at the start of the season with him and his return from what often can be quite a career-ending injury?
Mm, yeah, I think I've never met anyone that works as hard as him. So being able to being I was living with him while I was down there too. So pretty much got to see and be a part of a lot of his recovery and kind of and his rehab. And I think just his attention to the smallest detail. He's doing the same thing every single day, morning, before gym, after we'd finished for the day. Um, just those 1%ers that everyone talks about, but he actually lives that. It was pretty cool to see him being able to play with him for his first game back was pretty cool. Um, and yeah, just I think there's not many people in this country, maybe even this world, that could do what he done, and to come back and play at that level.
And it's good to see him being named as the starting halfback this Saturday against the Springboks. That will be a tough challenge
Mm.
for the All Blacks over there at Ellis Park, won't it?
Yeah, 100%. It'd be a good one to watch.
Super Rugby, is that still on the radar for you for next year? Have you had any solid plans as yet?
Yeah. First, that's definitely on the top of my list on trying to secure a super gig for next year. Yeah, it's just kind of not really focusing on that at the moment. Just trying to play some good footy at NPC, and then like last year, if something comes, something comes. But yeah, just we'll see what happens first.
As you mentioned, you were part of the Wellington Academy. You're part of the Wellington 15 in 2021 that played a game against the New Zealand under-20s. How was that experience? One, being in Wellington colours, but two, going up against a New Zealand side preparing for a big tournament.
Yeah, I was quite lucky to be able to play in a few games like that for Wellington. As I think it was especially quite a big one, that game, because that was my 20s year. But before, at the start of the year, I pulled my hammy quite bad, and I think I was out for about 3 months maybe. So I never really got to go trial or put my best foot forward for that team. So it was pretty cool to play against heaps of those boys, and heaps of those boys we same age. I played against them growing up. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I think they ended up giving us a hiding, but yeah, it was a cool experience.
You mentioned having that hammy for about 3 months. Is that the only serious injury you've had while you've been playing representative footy?
Oh, let me get my list out. I've had quite a few injuries. My first year up here, in our club final, I broke my hand and my wrist like
Oof.
10 minutes into the game, and I had to get surgery on that. And then I was pretty plagued with injuries that year. So mentally, I took a step back from rugby after club footy. Like I was just, yeah, my body was just kind of just needed a good break, and mentally just wasn't probably in the right headspace. So I decided to step away from rugby, and then first preseason game next year or the year after, we actually played Petone in a preseason game with my club up here, and I broke my hand, the same hand but a
Oh,
different bone
jeez.
in that game. So yeah, it took me out for quite a bit, but I got to go back to Wellington and rehab it down there. I actually used the Hurricanes physios because I was in with TJ while he was rehabbing his Achilles at the time. So yeah, I um, got that sorted pretty quick, and then yeah, played that club season, and that led on to NPC, blah blah blah. But yeah, I've had quite a few like muscle injuries. Actually in my debut game for the Steamers, I done my AC joint on my shoulder,
Oof.
and that was yeah. And then but I pretty much played on that for the rest of that season. But yeah, just like little niggles every now and then. But it is what it is, bro. It comes with the game. I missed the first two games this year actually because my hammy wasn't that good. But
Yep.
yeah, hopefully body stays healthy. And I have a good run this year.
I know you're playing for Bay of Plenty at the moment, but is there a chance sometime in the future you could be wearing the Wellington colours again?
Oh, I've been asked this question a lot. I mean, I would never rule anything out. At this moment, Bay Plenty is my home. This is where I call home. So I don't think I would ever look to go to Wellington anytime soon. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably another team that I'd put before Wellington. But yeah, if the time comes, the time comes. But at the moment, this is my home, and this is where I want to be playing rugby.
You're a product of Rongotai College out there in the eastern suburbs of the capital city, Wellington. How was your time there at Rongotai?
Yeah, I loved Rongotai. Yeah, some of my best mates come from that school, and obviously don't live down there. Everyone's kind of spread out, but you know the love's still there. We still catch up every now and then. Rugby wise, that's where I first started playing rugby. I never played rugby growing up. Grew up playing league. Didn't actually like rugby. I thought there's too much kicking and yeah, rucks, and didn't even know what that was, and yeah, wasn't a big fan. So I started properly playing rugby in year 11. Um, and yeah, we weren't that good, to be honest. But my last year, my year 13 year, we made the quarterfinals. No, we made the semi-finals actually, which was pretty cool for our school. And I was part of the team that beat Wellington Cole for the first time since I think like 2003 at that point. So that was quite special.
You mentioned league as well. Who did you play for, and what was your position?
So I started off at Porirua Vikings when I was younger, and then I moved out to Wainuiomata and done all my primary school out there and played for Wainui out there all throughout primary school. Intermediate too, I moved back out to Porirua for intermediate, but I still played for Wainui. And yeah, same thing. I loved it there. Like I always loved Wainui. Good friends growing up, and yeah.
While at Rongotai College, how many games did you play for their first 15, and what was your best game for them?
Oh, Well, we didn't make too many playoffs, so it was just pretty much during the season games. But to be honest, I can't really remember. I think it would have been close to maybe 20. In school, I was plagued with injuries. I broke my ankle in year 11, and then year 12, halfway through the season, I'd done it bad again, and then year 13, I couldn't finish off the season because I'd done the same ankle again. So it was a tough couple of years, but I think it would have been about maybe not quite 20, but somewhere around there.
Who were your influences and motivators while you played rugby at Rongotai College?
Definitely my dad. He kind of trained me ever since I was young, and so he was definitely a big part of my rugby journey. Growing up. Also TJ. I lived with him all year 13, and he's the one that got me into training and installed work ethic and just good qualities that I still have to this day. So yeah, it would just definitely be my dad and TJ.
What other sports did you play while you were at Rongotai? Any others besides rugby?
Yeah, I actually played basketball. But I done basketball. I was in athletics. I competed in McKivity. But yeah, basketball was pretty big. I almost wanted to give up rugby to pursue a basketball career, which now I look back and I was so stupid. I remember the day I tried to convince my dad that I wanted to give up rugby, and I remember he looked at me and just said, "Shut the." Shut the fuck up. And I was heartbroken. I was like, oh, he doesn't believe, like, I want to be in the NBA. Oh yeah. But yeah, I played basketball quite serious. We're actually quite good. I think I played junior A's and we lost one game, I think. And we won regionals, won all the comps we played in. And yeah, I competed in McKivity and 100 meters, 200 relays and long jump.
Oh, fantastic. Also, while you did play league, did you make any representative sides as well while you played league?
Yeah, it was quite young. I made all the Wellington age grades, coming through the grades. I also went to a Melbourne Storm camp. That was probably the biggest. I think I was like 15 or so. I actually wasn't invited to the tournament, but on the second day they asked if I wanted to come in because they were playing a game, and then yeah, ended up going and playing pretty well, and I got player of the the camp, and then met with the selector, and he said that he was going to bring me over to Aussie, and then yeah, nothing really happened, but I think that's mainly because I wasn't supposed to be there and they didn't have any of my contact details. But that was at the time where I was wanting to pursue basketball, so I wasn't too fussed.
Oh, very good. What are the differences and similarities that you see between rugby union and league?
To be honest, I don't watch much league anymore, but and I suppose the level, because I was quite young playing league, is a lot different to probably what it would be now. But I think, I don't know, I just love the contact side of things, like lines, the lines you run. Rugby's definitely a more skillful in terms of, I think, yeah, with like your ball playing, and it's really technical. Where leagues, you just sort of like, I don't know, when I was playing, you just try to look for someone, try to run over them, and then play the ball, and then on defense, you're just trying to smash someone. So, yeah, I don't know if I can compare league, because I was quite young, to kind of rugby now.
After college, you moved out to Northern United. How did that come about?
Yeah, so North's it's my family club, so there was never really a doubt on which club I was going to go to. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer, really. I think I'd get disowned if I went to another club, to be honest.
13 games for Northern United today. What has been your best one and why?
Um, hmm. Um, it would probably be my last year with Norths. I think we were really good that year. We had a really good team, but we ended up falling short in the semis against MSP. But that was especially quite a cool stretch of games because TJ came back from Japan and then he was playing with us. So that was the first time I actually played with him. So that was pretty cool. Everyone definitely knew that we were related because I was on the wing and I was getting the ball more times than probably our forwards because of him. So, so yeah, it was really cool and really special being able to play with him. And I think I scored quite a lot of tries, and that was mainly because he was chucking four-man miss balls out to my wing and then getting me in there. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Norths the last 2 years have found it pretty tough in club rugby. You got to play a few games for them this year while you were down with the Hurricanes. What is the keys to the team to be more competitive in 2025? Because they've got a good Colts team coming through.
Yeah, they do actually. I got to watch them a few times while I was down there, and yeah, there's definitely some special talent in that team, and I think especially because they're all quite close, which helps. They got really good chemistry, and they all know each other, so which is good. And I think that's what the club's been missing. There was quite a while there they had no Colts team, so there was no really young fellas coming through the grades after college. And I think when I joined Norths, they were quite an experienced side. So it was kind of like after they left or when they were kind of on the decline, there wasn't really anyone else coming through, and I think that's what kind of hurt them. But yeah, I got to play 2 games for them this year. Definitely some potential there. I just think been a lot of controversy at that club the last couple of years, but I think they just need to definitely hone in on looking for the future. It's obviously not going to happen overnight. Just buy into all the grades, keep getting people to come to the club, and yeah, hopefully they become good. There's some good players in that squad.
There certainly is, that's for sure. It's only a matter of time until they just find that way to click together. Speaking about club rugby, you've been playing for Mount Maunganui Marlins up there in the Bay of Plenty. How different is club rugby in the Bay of Plenty compared to Wellington?
It's definitely different. I love club rugby here. I love the Mount here. It's they've done a lot for me, and I'm very grateful for the Mount. I think in terms of this comp compared to Wellington, probably more physical down there. Definitely bigger boys down in Wellington. The skill level here is quite high though. I think what they lack in size and strength, the skill level here is quite good. And yeah, I think that's about it. We actually got to play Petone, which I was kind of looking forward to. Last year in our preseason game, we ended up winning by a try, I think. But they were really really physical. We were quite undersized compared to them, but what we lack in size, we were really fit and we got around the park really well. So I think that kind of played into our hands, and we have a lot of backs that are quite wrestly and played professional, so that definitely helped as well.
And you also won a title while you were there at the Marlins as well 1 year, didn't you? What year was that one?
That was 2022. That was my first year up here. 2022? Yeah, 2022. My first year up here. It was pretty cool to win a title. Also, Norths won a title the year I left, so it was, that was shit. But yeah, and I got to win a title here, which is pretty cool. I actually wasn't when I first came up here. I wasn't with the Mount. I was with another club, but didn't really didn't really. There's nothing wrong with the club. Don't get me wrong. I was just the people were a lot different that I wasn't really used to. I couldn't really gel with anyone. So I came to the Mount, which was a big thing because the Mount was in the cards, but they came last the year before, so I was like, no, I'm not coming here. But then yeah, just I like the people in the Mount. Ended up coming here, and then yeah, we ended up winning a chip, which was pretty cool. We got a few new players that year, and then yeah, everything gelled together and worked out pretty well.
Outside of rugby, what does Reon Paul do?
Oh, my life's pretty boring, to be honest. I like training. I like being in the gym. I'm in the gym pretty much every day. Yeah, when I'm not playing rugby, I'm either just chilling out. The weather's just so good up here, so there's always oh, and we live like right across the road from the beach too as well, so that helps.
Beautiful.
So sometimes I'll just go out there. And yeah, I'm pretty cruisy person. Pretty plain really. I don't really get up to much other than I just like training and eating. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky you're not in Wellington this week. It's just been cold and miserable and wet.
Yeah, I've heard actually. I've posted a few stories at the beach up here, and it's been real good weather. And my family are never happy when they see my stories.
No, exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly the same here too as well. So, speaking of which, this Saturday you're up against the Tasman Mako at Blenheim, another side that's in good form this season. How is the team approaching this game?
Yeah, it was definitely a big focus on we want to be physical with them. We just pretty much stripped everything back after that Otago back to what we want to be known as a team and playing to our strengths. So yeah, it'll definitely be a good game. We've prepped really well. Boys had a really good training week. So yeah, there's definitely some key points and key players that we've been focusing on, but especially today, our last kind of sign off before they head down to Blenheim, it was really good. So yeah, it should be a good game, hopefully.
And of course, you'll be looking forward to round 7 when Plenty come to Wellington to take on the Lions. There'll be a good game, that one, considering how the Lions have been going this season as well.
Yeah, always going to be a good game getting to play against my old province, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that, especially hopefully I get picked in the team so I can come down to Wellington. That'll be a pretty cool game.
Reon, it's been fantastic having you on the Hui tonight. All the best for the rest of the season with the NPC, and when you're in Wellington, we'll catch up and say hi. Many thanks for coming on.
100%, bro. Thank you. Cheers for having me.
Awesome. That is Reon Paul, and he's having another good season of rugby with the Hurricanes and also started the year with them and also with Bay of Plenty. So he's having a great season all round. Well, of course, this week has been pretty flat tack here on Huddy Sports. We had the netball finals on Monday. We had the junior basketball finals on Tuesday with the football last night. And the way all those finals have been going, they've been all going either to extra time penalties or overtime or buzzer beaters with 8 seconds to go. And it's been flat tack the whole week. This is the first day we've actually had off, besides the Hui, of course. But it's been pretty busy, and it's only going to get busier as well because this coming Friday, we are bringing you the last of the big winter sport finals here for College Sport Wellington. It is the boys basketball final, a repeat of last year's final, Wellington College and St Patrick's College Silverstream. This is going to be a real blockbuster. This game's at 6 o'clock at the Akutangi Sports Centre. Our coverage for that final will start roughly around 5:45. Wellington College winning that game in tight conditions last year. Troy Plumtree in the third quarter last year looked like he got a sort of an ankle injury, but then he came back on and played a Goliath effort and him and Dove Silverstein, who's now at Feilding High School, put on a stellar performance to beat Silverstream that day. And of course, speaking about Wellington College last year and their Senior A basketball team, they went all the way to be national champions at the Basketball Nationals, winning their last 3 games at that tournament by 3 goals. A pretty impressive stat. Silverstream, though, a good defensive team, and they're going up against Wellington College. How they will shut down Troy Plumtree will be the question that Coach Terry Stallworth and his team will have to answer. Look out for Isaac McCoy. He was our co-commentator on Tuesday for those 2 basketball finals. They were absolutely fantastic, and Isaac will be one player for Silverstream that they'll be hoping will step up tomorrow night with the wingspan of a Haast Eagle. Well, the girls' final as well is Wellington East Girls taking on St Mary's, and ironically, I forgot to mention that all these 4 teams, their junior teams are also in the finals at Walter Nash on Tuesday, and it's the same 4 colleges at the seniors this time round. Wellington East Girls won the junior game. They won it reasonably comfortably against St Mary's. St Mary's, though, looking at the results between these 2 teams, just the one loss, and that was Wellington East beating St Mary's that time. Close scores, though, so another one that could go all the way. That will kick off at 8 o'clock, and that will just depend on the length of the boys' games. So both those games to you live on Huddy Sports YouTube to close out the big week of college finals in partnership with College Sport Wellington. It's been great working with Brian Dickinson and the team this week, and, and once it's all done, it's going to be brilliant and all finished indeed. Well, speaking of which, let's have a look at the highlights of the game we did in Palmerston North, because we're going to talk about a game in Palmerston North that we're going back up for this Saturday. But last Saturday, we went up to Palmerston North Boys High School as they took on St Pat's Silverstream in their Hurricane semi-final. And Palmerston North won that to book a place in the final this Saturday. So let's have a look at those highlights now. Dream. Out to Bradley Tocker. Offloads it out to Ciali. And the first try is Davey with the throw again. Out to Moananu. Oh, Prep McLean out to Davey. And they're in Silverstream. The try's been awarded. Johan, look at him go. He cuts them open. Can he go all the way? He certainly will. And try time for Palmerston North to the ball. Offload. Great offload. They could go all the way here, and they certainly will. And Palmerston North crash over for another try there. They look to hold him up.
And they've turned it over.
Silverstream have got it back. Have they? No, they knocked it on. It's a try.
There you go. Probably not the most conventional way of doing it, but
they go again. They're sure they're over. Try comes. Pass out to Moanu. And they stretch it down.
If he gets that, that's a great try.
And that is a terrific try. And Silverstream. So those are the highlights from that Hurricane semi-final, and Palmerston North winning comfortably in the end, putting an end to Silverstream's season, which of course they'll be pretty proud of. Silverstream coming away with first 15 title in Wellington, 14 wins from 18 games, and still to this day the only team this year in New Zealand to beat Nelson College. Of course, Nelson College beating Southland last week to make the top 4. Now, of course, also we're pretty proud to bring you this game this Saturday. This is back in Palmerston North at Massey University, and this is the Hurricanes' first 15 final between these 2 great rival schools in the Manawatu 2. Palmerston North Boys High School versus Feilding High School. These 2 teams took on each other earlier in the year in May in the Hurricanes' first 15 festival, with Palmerston North winning pretty comfortably that day. Palmerston North finishing around mid-table in the Super 8. They had 2 draws that they probably could have won. One of those was being the Paulson Banner and also New Plymouth Boys. But what they showed on Saturday is that their first 5 and also their flanks, if they get the ball going, they are hard to stop, including really Tocker, the lock. Surprising, a lock that's actually a champion sprinter. So Palmerston North on a dry track could be a hard team to beat. Feilding, though, have had a good year as well. They finished second in the CNI. They were first in the regular season, but unfortunately went down to St John's Hamilton in the CNI final. They had a good win over Gisborne Boys at home last weekend. So this is going to be a real blockbuster of a game. And we're really looking forward to bringing you this game on Huddy Sports YouTube. 1:15 kickoff at Massey University in Palmerston North this Saturday. It's going to be an absolute treat as well. So make sure you tune in for that. Our coverage will start roughly around 1 o'clock on Saturday from Massey University. Well, of course, there's a few things we would like to do. There's also to thank our sponsors, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying, Louise Reddy, New Zealand Travel Brokers, and also to the team from Jen Hickton Funeral Directors, Gavin Murphy and his team. They do a sterling job helping families in times of passing. So any of those three sponsors, give them a call. Their details will be at the end of this Hui, and they always are their ad details at the end of all of our broadcasts. So go out there and support them. They're great people. And as always, Huddy Sports keeps growing, and we're only going to keep getting bigger. And we're always on the lookout for support and sponsorship. So if you're willing to help out Huddy Sports, go to our website, huddysports.co.nz, flick us a message there, or email us at huddysportsnz@gmail.com, or find us on our social medias on Facebook and Instagram. We're always here looking for support. And always this weekend as well, Wellington and the Pride are back in action. It's the Wellington Lions. They're down in Canterbury out at Rangiora this Sunday at 2:05. Canterbury, of course, losing yesterday to Hawke's Bay midweek. And Wellington will look to be continuing looking on their merry way, looking for their 4th win of the season. Of course, a narrow, scratchy win over Manawatu 2 in the weekend. No Duplessis. He's out, broken his jaw, so thoughts go out to Duplessis. Recover quickly. We'll need you out there. But this is going to be a big game on Sunday against Canterbury. Always looking up for this one. Always good when you beat Canterbury, being a Wellingtonian. The Wellington Pride are looking also to bounce back from a heavy loss to Manawatu in their match at home. They're back at home this Sunday at 12:35, and they're taking on the North Harbour Hibiscus from Jerry Collins Stadium. So 2 Wellington Pride Wellington Lions and Pride action on Sunday. So make sure you watch those. We'll get along to Jerry Collins Stadium to cheer on the Wellington Pride. They're a young team, but they've got some promising talent coming on. Also, Lion memberships are out as well. So support Wellington Rugby and our provincial teams. They're off to doing a stellar job as well. Well, as mentioned, basketball finals tomorrow night. But we're going to finish off looking at the highlights of the football finals last night. 2 games we brought you. Of course, the big game that was played at 4 o'clock between Hull International and Wellington College. 1-0 at half-time to Hibs. 1-1 with a late equaliser by Wellington College. Went to penalties. Deja vu again, like it was 2 years ago. Went to penalties and Wellington College won 4-2 on penalties. And then Newlands College went down to Rathkill in the Prem Reserve final, 3-0. So that will be the Huddy Hui for tonight. Sit back and enjoy the highlights from the football finals from Pony Memorial Park last night. And offside has been called. Still. Liam Shearer. Oh, here they push. Shot come, but drifted away to the left-hand side. Through Gunn. Oh, finding gaps now. They're into the box. Try to cross-kick it in. Raven's there. Shot comes, is it? Drifts away. Here we go. No flag up. Cross-kick comes. Oh, nearly. Another big shot in! The goal comes! Advice to his Wellington College troops, particularly at half-time. They header it out. Comes in, they turn. But over the top. Still onside here for Wellington College. Looking to turn. Oh, kicks again! Oh, luck does extremely well if we ever... And now here they go, Wellington College. Gun, control, just one pass. Oh, big hand there. With another free kick. As the blue wall is set, strikes. Oh, nearly was on into the missile there. Oh, opportunity. Here we go. Wellington College. Goal! It's a goal to Wellington College. And here they go, Wellington College through Michalki. Oh, good pass in. It's the box. Could this be? No, not to be. But nearly. Michalki strikes. And saved by Locke. Good save by Henry Locke. 5 goals in the Premiership. His attempt is in. Whistle blows, strike it in. His attempt in the penalty shootout. Oh, he's missed. Strikes it. Easy peasy. First goal of the game. He steps up now. He gets it in. Pressing forward. Oh, good ball here for Rafkill College. And saved, well saved there by Lambert. Penalty attempt. And Lee steps up. Strikes it in. Over the top, Roger, is he onside? He is! Does he get it in? Yeah. He has! Roger scores! 2-0. And so Newlands College to line this up. Shot comes. Oh, bounces awkwardly! Oh, misses. Over the top, they're onside. And Jonas looking to strike, shoots! I was aiming for that top right corner, but as we look at that, pushing down, they're onside. Here goes Rogers. He looks for the strike. Pushed. Penalty. As we look at the... Here we go. Penalty number 2. And in. That makes it 3-0. Kids!